Well, hello everyone. How are we all doing? Coming up to the last couple of days of August, and I hope that we're all keeping well and that we're also keeping safe. COVID hasn't hit the classes this week, the first week in a long time. Those that are on holidays, enjoy. But I do think things are kind of settling down a little bit with the kids going back to school, maybe the grandkids going back to school, that we've a little bit more time for ourselves. Plus, that we're getting back into a little bit of a routine. As we mentioned in the class last week, that we can notice the dark evenings coming in, and it's kind of a sad time of year. Some of us love winter, some of us do better with our weight loss in winter. So I suppose it's really just grabbing the opportunity and living the moment for what it is. I'm sitting here recording this video, have all the windows open, the sun is shining through. It's just lovely to be able to do that. So as I said, make the most of now, live in the moment. So coming into September, obviously Thursday is the 1st of September. So as September usually comes, it is a busy month for slimming. It's not the busiest month of the year, generally February is, but a lot of people are getting gear for Christmas. This year it seems that we're going to be able to socialise again after being in lockdown, so I do hear of these big parties or maybe going away or weekends away. So there is always going to be the occasion. It's how we deal with the occasion on our weight loss journey and also on our health journey, because there will be birthdays, weekends away, anniversaries, all that is in the mix. It's just really how that we deal with it. And thank you for everyone who shared pictures over the weekend of seeing everyone on their outings. Maybe it was a birthday or a wedding. It's lovely to see, and it's great that you can share it to the group. 100% confidential place to do so. So coming into the 1st of September, we need to make change. So as I just said in Monday morning's motivational text, if it's been a slippery few weeks, that we feel like the weeks are kind of slipping away, we haven't really grasped our weight loss, we haven't really maybe made a difference that month, that's okay, because you're here fighting for what's yours, and we're not giving up. Because when we give up, I personally feel that's the last resort, because we are giving up on ourselves. So it is all about keeping that focus in there, okay? So September is a new month. Obviously, we're coming into a new week. We've all been weighed, fantastic weight loss and inch loss for the month of August. And obviously, I'm going to post that to the group. I just want to throw this out there. It's 16 weeks to go till Christmas week. So there's plenty of time to make a difference. Definitely a stone is there for the taking. We need to make change from week to week. So if we've kind of been messing a little bit or a little bit of seesawing with our weight loss, now is the time to grab the bull by the horns, make a difference from week to week, make that change. You be that change. This week's talk is obviously very all about psychology of weight loss and obviously weight gain. And you know that my talks are quite in depth. I do an awful lot of research. I try to keep it interesting every week, and also to dig in deep. There's no point in me standing up talking about food labels every week, because generally we know what we should be eating. It's about doing that. It's about getting the mindset. So it's like putting the car in gear or the bike in gear. We have to get ourselves in gear to do it and to go through those motions. So the title of the talk is called Mindful Control. So it is about being mindful. So I'm just going to make this like a day-to-day experience for us all. So when we're driving, or if we're on a bike, or if we don't drive and we walk everywhere, or even if we're getting the bus or the train or the Lewis, we're very mindful of our surroundings. So say for me, if I'm walking down the road, even it doesn't matter what time of day it is, if someone is walking close behind me, I will generally look back and I'll stop if I have the pram, and I'll let that person pass. And I suppose that's just instinct as well, that we do that. But when we're driving, or where there's a roundabout coming up, there's a set of traffic lights, there's a pedestrian crossing, so we're very mindful of what is happening around us, because we have to be. But sometimes we're not mindful of what goes in here, okay? And the general cause of that is life. The beauty of life, that we don't go looking for trouble, it generally tends to find us. So what is out of our control? So we need to learn what is out of our control, that we can't do anything about that. But what we can do is change our attitude towards that situation. And it's after taking me the majority of my life to figure that out. It's probably only in the past 6 years that I've realised I can't change someone else's behaviour or how they act or the things that they say. But what I can do is not get stressed by it and not retaliate, maybe get angry, and me reacting and then making the situation worse. That is that person. So I have to just learn, maybe sometimes just to let it go over my head, maybe walk away, go to the bathroom, maybe just nod my head, yeah, in one ear, out the other ear. And that's self preservation as well in there as well, so that I'm not losing my peace of mind. So to learn what's out of our control, that we can't change that, but we can change how it affects us. And as I always say, it generally is someone that will annoy us, and it's the people that is closest to us. And I know that sounds crazy, but not to let a person win twice. By one, they make us stressed, or they make us upset, or they make us angry. All those mixed emotions is in there. So they've, number one, affect our mindset, and number two, they make us eat, and number three, the scales will probably go up that week, and they're not the person that's going to have to step on the scales and face that music. So to learn to deal with the emotion, I do think it's an Irish thing that we brush it under the carpet, and then one day it all comes out as a volcano, or a big eruption. So to tackle the emotion head on, and the whole real background of this talk, and I think that we'd all agree, and correct me if I'm wrong in a text message or whichever way you want to let me know, that we are emotional eaters. If something good or bad happens, again, it's an Irish thing, something good or bad, will we get a takeaway, will we have a few drinks, will we go here, will we go there, whether it's a good or bad situation. And as I open the talk, there is always going to be an occasion. It's just how we deal with it, and to make the right choices. So to be in control, not to turn your bodies into the rubbish bin. Your body is a temple, and how we look after our bodies now is how it's going to look after us in later life. So it's really important to do that, and I'm not being morbid saying that, but really our health is our wealth. So out of our control is the actions of others. So how other people act or what they say, it's totally out of our control. We're not living under Hitler rule. We can't tell people what they should say or how they should behave in a certain situation. It's totally out of our control, and not to let that take from our inner peace. Also, what's out of our control is the past. Leave it there. It's there for a reason. If we learn from it, brilliant. If not, leave it there. It's behind us. Let's move forward. Because sometimes we're very about the past, and he said that, and she said that, and I did that, and it's very, 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 very negative, okay? And it has an impact on our day-to-day life, and also on our daily eating. Because we are emotional eaters, and we might want a bar of chocolate or the block of cheese or the ice cream, and momentarily it is like someone giving you a hug and it feels great, but then 5 minutes later it's like, I'm raging, I didn't even really taste that, and why did I do that? So it brings up another big bag of emotions in there. So that's why I'm saying tackle the emotion. So if someone has upset you, why did they upset you, and what are we going to do to change that going forward, so it's not a reoccurring pattern? Learn from the past. If it was a mistake, learn from it. It was a very valuable lesson. If not, move forward. Next then is the opinions of others. So someone's always going to have an opinion about us, good, bad and different at different times of the year. It could be different from year to year, from month to month, and that's okay. We all have our opinions, and we're all entitled to them. Sometimes we might not want to voice our opinion, and others are quite vocal about theirs, but we can't control how others' opinion is of us or a certain situation, or how they act. What happens around me? So we don't have control of that. We can do our best to control maybe what happens in our home environment, maybe with our children, with our grandchildren. Our input is obviously very important there. But what happens around us, maybe what neighbours do, what neighbours say, maybe how they party, how they play music, maybe they park the car blocking your drive. We can't really do anything about that, because if we do, we tend to get upset, and we tend to just go about it the wrong way, let's say. So they are all out of control, because we're different identities, and everyone is just so different, and that's what makes you a VIP, a very important person. Even identical twins, and we have a couple of identical twins within the group, and also some children of parents in the group that are identical twins. They don't even have the same fingerprint. That's how unique that we are. Also, what's out of our control is the future. Okay, so we can plan the best we can. And it's something that I always would say to Sam, and I suppose my mum passed it on to me: what we worry about tomorrow might not even happen. And again, that's not being morbid, it's living in your moment. Because sometimes we're on Monday or on Tuesday, we're saying, oh, Friday I have to do this, Saturday I have to do that, and next week I have to do this and I have to do the other. Live in the now. Time is valuable, and we don't get that time back. So that's why I want you to make the most of that. We can plan for the future, but you know yourself, sometimes plans just go totally out the window. How others take care of themselves. So obviously we're not talking about immediately, maybe immediate family, so our children, our grandchildren, our partners, our husbands, but our wives. But you can't control that. Like sometimes even for me, with my mum, I'll say to her, did you take your medication? And you have to take it this time, and you have to do that. And I've learned to really step back from that, because I suppose that's really why she has carers going in every day, which is brilliant, a brilliant service to have. And I was getting very stressed out, and if she wasn't answering the phone, I was jumping in the car and going and dropping everything in. It just wasn't realistic, and it was quite toxic for her and for me, because she was getting more stressed out because I was getting stressed out, and it was just a whole big bag of mixing there. And that's just a very simple illustration that I'm given, but we can't influence, let's say, how others protect themselves or how to take care of themselves. What other people think of us, we can't, and that's as simple as is. Take us or leave us, as they say, is what is out of our control. But what is in your control is your thoughts and actions, and how you behave, and how you treat your body, your health and weight loss journey, and your time. So getting to your class every week, doing your food diary every day, making sure you're drinking water. That is so important, because when you start to value your time, other people learn from that, and they say, no, her time is just as valuable, or his time is just as valuable. And on a Monday evening or a Tuesday morning, they're just not available. I don't know where they are, but because you don't have to explain that you're at a class, you're just unavailable from, let's say, 9 to 11 on a Tuesday morning, or between 4 and 6 on a Monday evening. Because that is your time, and your time is just as valuable as the next one's. And that's why I suppose the next point is how you spend your time. Because as I've already said, we don't get time back, unfortunately. So you have to live in that moment. And it's something I even just said to Sam yesterday. Even our baby, even though she's not born yet, every day she's getting older, and that's just life. How you speak to yourself is really important. So there is a specialised talk coming up on that, about positive image and positive talk, and it's not always easy to do that, but where we can, to talk positively rather than negatively, because then again that makes us eat bad and we don't value ourselves, and it's all kind of a downward spiral. Boundaries are really important, to set boundaries, to know your limits. There's a line that is not crossed, and you have to really draw that line. No one else can do that for you. And when you do that, you will notice a change in other people's reaction, maybe their opinion of you, and that's all fine. But you have to protect yourself, and that's not being selfish. What you give your energy to, that's really, really important. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So it is important what we give our energy to. I want you to give your energy to yourself to succeed. 16 weeks till Christmas before we enter a new year. Make the most of that time. Will you be the member that look back and say, I remember Claudia saying that was 16 weeks. What am I after doing in that space of time? I want you to make a difference and see a difference. The goals that you set, that's obviously in your control. And we can set goals at class as well. And how you handle challenges. Do we just throw the towel in at the first hurdle? Or do we say, okay, that's life, that's a challenge, it's part of the journey. I'm not at my destination yet. There's others in the group, and we're all on a journey together. Our destination is the same, but how you handle those challenges that come in is all in your control. How you react to them, and the best advice for me is probably to let the dust settle in there. Your 2 little mottos for this week is make yourself a priority, absolutely key, and let go of what you can't control. Let go and breathe. So I hope this talk has helped. Obviously, I can talk more about it in the class. I'm quite limited with video and time on WhatsApp. You know the drill. Any questions, negative or positive feedback on the video, please let me know. I want us all to have a fabulous week as we enter a new month. 16 weeks to go. What change are you going to make this week? Keep the food diaries and drinking the water, and big hugs and kisses to everyone. Have a fantastic week, and thank you taking this opportunity to thank everyone for your continued support. It means so much to me. Enjoy the sunshine, and big hugs and kisses. Bye. Mwah.